I've been looking at these carrots. I'm not happy with the way they're growing. They're getting really tired. All the foliage is discolouring. It's going red. Some of it's dying back. But these are supposed to be round carrots. And they're called Paris Market. But I took one out a couple of days ago and it wasn't round at all. It was trying to grow a long root, which is not going to work in something this shallow. Because they're only supposed to grow little round carrots is the reason we put it in such a shallow tray. But if they're going to try and grow roots, it's just not going to work. The carrots are all going to end up being a mess. So I decided to call it a day with this. They don't seem to be doing what they're supposed to do. The foliage is looking really unhealthy. So I think we'll just take all the lot out and see if they're all exactly the same. And you never know, we might just find one round carrot. And I'm easily pleased if I find one round carrot after all these lot. That'll have to do. But if we end up with a big bunch of baby carrots, they're still perfectly usable. But if we leave them in this container to carry on trying to grow along, they're going to end up spiralling or bending and forking, and that's no good. So we might as well call it a day, take them out, and then we'll sow a fresh batch and see what happens with those later in season. So I'm just going to grab a bunch and see if they'll all just pull out together. Just going to shake off that compost and have a look, see what we've got. And it is just as I thought. All these carrots are long carrots, not round. And a good example is that one. You can see it's trying to bend and it's trying to grow really long. There's no way that this were going to turn into a round carrot at any stage. Not with a taproot that long. So for whatever reason, these aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Maybe it's a dud batch of seeds. That, I don't know. The only way we're going to find that out is by sowing a fresh batch and seeing how they get on. But for now, we might as well take all the rest of these carrots out of this container. We can still use these just to boil whole after a bit of a clean up. We'll just get the rest of them out now. I'll just pull bunches out at a time and then I'll pop them in some water and we'll rinse them off as we go. We might still find a round one, you never know. There's a really strong smell of carrot though. And just give them a quick blast. We'll get rid of most of that compost doing that. You can see they're all growing perfectly fine together. They're just not round. So at least we've got some nice little ones that we can use. And I'm glad I've not left them any longer. Because they're only short stubby carrots at the moment, they've not bent or deformed in any way. So I'll carry on pulling them out and cleaning them up, and then we'll see how many we get out of it at the end of the day. That's a good example of a deformed carrot. We'll call that one Cowboy Guy. I don't know why I'm doing this in greenhouse. It's ridiculously hot in here. I think I'm going to take this outside. I think we'll be a lot more comfortable out here. So I'm just going to keep separating them off. Just move them into a different bowl. We are still getting some decent carrots though. I think that's the biggest one I've seen so far. But again, with that long tap root. So while I'm out here, I might as well give them a bit of a clean as well. Well, did we get what we paid for out of that? No, we didn't. We bought seeds because it specifically said they would grow round, so you could grow them in shallow containers. But we did get something. That is a lot of baby carrots. So all is not completely lost. So we'll get these topped and tailed, a bit of a scrub in sink, and they'll do us for a couple of meals at least. Meanwhile, I'm still going to sow a fresh batch of those seeds to see whether the next ones grow exactly the same, or whether the next batch might provide us with those little carrot balls that we set out to get in the first place. This time I'm going to plant them in a container that's a little bit deeper. At least that way, if they decide to try and grow long again, we'll be able to leave them for a little bit longer and get bigger carrots out of it. So it's kind of a win-win. We'll get some compost in these tubs. I'll make sure there's plenty of moisture in these containers as well, because carrot seeds don't like to dry out while they're trying to germinate. It could cause them not to germinate at all. And then we'll just broadcast some seeds over the top. I'm going to make sure I put quite a few on, because if I'm going to have baby carrots, I want lots at a time, not just a few. That's a lot of seeds I've put on there. If these do try and grow round at all, I'll thin them out later. Then I'm just going to very lightly cover them up. Normally I'd use a sieve, but I'm not doing that today. I just need to get out of this greenhouse, it's way too hot. So another quick watering, and then we better go out garden and get everything else watered, because it is really hot now. So I'm just going to pop those outside on a bench and cover the tops as well, just in case something tries to get in there and start digging around. But once they've germinated and we've grown them on for a little while, we'll see what happens. My gut feeling is we're just going to get little stubby carrots again, but at least we're going to get something. And even though this didn't go according to plan, we didn't come out of it empty-handed. So if we don't get round ones this time around, we'll leave it at that and we'll try a different variety of carrots. Maybe we'll get some of those multicoloured carrots that people grow, and then see if when we grow those, they all come out orange. Thanks for watching, always appreciated. If you want to see what else we're going to be doing as we go through the rest of the week, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time. Take care.